That's an example, Dan, of over-helping that I've been talking about. Polite didn't need to go in there and do that.
How about Scottie Barnes?
Conditioning, it made my reflexes quicker. I asked him if he ever got out there and sparred with his dad, though. He said, yeah, one time he hit me, never again.
It's right now for fans of the Jackets.
Yeah, it looked like they were socially distancing, but they were also littering.
That's Scottie Barnes getting on the glass.
10, 15 years ago. Now that's a good shot.
Barnes using the Osborne screen, lays it in, and it's a 1-point game.
Winning move on that. Just a great play.
Walker, no. Rebound to Barnes, and it's 6-9. He easily lays it back in.
Well, he kept. Don't have to guard as many ball screens.
Barnes, tough shot. Popravica blocked. All right, Kevin, thank you. Florida State with
29 and 14. Just ridiculous numbers down the stretch.
If you're Tech now, you just don't want to foul. Make sure the clock keeps running. I
think Georgia Tech should come off of a three-point shooter. Force the drive. If you give up a 2, fine.
Barnes for 3. 1 position in 2018 and advanced to the final. They're trying to get to the final with a win here tonight. The freshman Scottie Barnes left it a little bit short. Brooks down with a rebound.
He's the leading freshman assist guy in the league. Rookie of the year in the ACC and 6th man of the year.
And that's Carolina just does not get back in time.
Right. Yep. So I wouldn't make my decisions on winning or losing based on that.
Barnes and 1.
Boy, he is a big time. And the Heels have got to keep Florida State out of the paint, because Florida State is doing a good job of attacking the lane and collapsing that defense.
Barnes way short.
The right side of it, and there was a little fade screen, but he just got all the way to the basket off the switch. Really good drive.
Speaking of using a screen, Scottie Barnes is a very experienced Florida State team. They've had a lot of success together. Walker. Barnes, nicely done.
Really good job. His 3rd game in as many nights. If there is a little bit of fatigue down the stretch.
Barnes the drive. Tried to reverse.
Not only those 2, but for this entire Notre Dame team all season.
The outstanding Florida State freshman Scottie Barnes off the bench with his first 2, and that snaps an 8-0. Notre Dame gets for friends and family. 13 different family members have made the trip to South Bend for this game. Scottie Barnes now with 4 points off the bench for the Noles.
What a luxury it is.
9 of 17 from the arc, and on the year shooting 45%. We see his athletic ability. He's a guy who, for me, next year when more minutes might be available, who really day today, along with his fellow senior Juwan Durham. Just the 5th time.
Interactive personal training.
Notre Dame leading 11th ranked Florida State by 13 points, and the Irish have been here before, and it was a bitly blitzed them in the second.
They did that, absolutely, when you consider it, Doug, and that was the start of this 4-game slide for Notre Dame, which they're trying to recover from.
And that will be credited to Juwan Durham, but I'm not sure he's the one who guided it through the cylinder.
Yeah, Gray maybe should have 17 points now, but or 13. You take 2 away for giving them for the other side, but I believe it was requiring. And Leonard Hamilton just continuing to tell his team, stick with what we've been doing, stay patient. He loves the ball.
KC, we've got 31.8 seconds remaining on the clock. The Irish trying to hang on.
And Polite finally secures it for the Noles. Barnes pulls up.
They and Notre Dame are the only teams that haven't had a COVID pause, and Miami could have used a couple.
Yeah, just trying to get healthy.
Played today, and that's a 6'9", 225 pounds.
Scottie Barnes with a slam. With 7 to go, Dan.
We're talking about Florida State's depth. Well, how's this for depth for you? They've had 11 guys score in this game. They've had 10 different guys. A step back 3 is one thing, but a step back 3 over a 7'1" guy is an entirely different proposition.
Man, look at the length of Barnes just getting.
Yeah, Pat Driscoll, Bill Covington, Ted Valentine were the ones conferring, and it looks like it'll just be Carolina ball on the baseline with 4 on the shot clock.
Backcourt gives it back to Florida State, who, although they haven't gotten many shot attempts in this game, within one possession early, an opportunity to tie it up with.
The most important word in work from home policy, Ohio is for you. With our business-friendly climate, a skilled and growing workforce, and a high quality of...
On the offensive end of the floor, we talked about how much success he had in Tallahassee versus the Noles, and he has been big here in the second half.
Figure something out, down 5.
If you care more about low taxes than tall buildings,
You know why LeBron James has been so dangerous for now 18 years in the NBA, because he's huge and he's also fast with the skill and the ability to be able to fit.
Where now, as we heard from Mike Schmitz joining us earlier on our broadcast, he is absolutely on the radar of NBA scouts.
But he's a redshirt junior. Call out the screen, and Garrison Brooks gets a great screen on Scottie in the backcourt. Scottie Barnes shaking off that right shoulder. He felt that one a bit.
Is 10 of 11 at the line.
Ability of being able to even get into the top 4 and receive that double bye going in the HC tournament, they're able to come away with wins for the remainder of the season.
And he needs to have a big offensive game.
Balsha Koprivica, he missed it, and Malik Osborne battled on the boards.
Well, Anthony Walker, 30% of his shots are threes, but in conference play, he shoots 24% because of guys like Sadar Calhoun and their willingness to come off the bench.
And it's so easy to see what has had Seminoles fans excited about.
But
right.
Still, it's a home loss to a team that's not a contending team in the Big East.
Scottie Barnes with one hand.
What they thought was a deep, talented team, and they just kept losing guys.
Scottie Barnes, the transition slam.
Very active.
Big time sophomore season for Wong from Piscataway, New Jersey.
Have been that even though he shoots 35% from beyond the arc on the year, he's 1 for 10, now 1 for 11 in the month of February. He has really, so as we said, that's not the strength of his game, but his game has been solid all year long.
Barnes, and a hold. It's really a remarkable story. Barnes, a power forward in high school, comes into ACC competition as the Noles point guard.
Johnson can make tough shots, but I think you want to keep those to a minimum if you can.
Barnes. And the rebound waves.
Well, Bob, that wasn't a wave right there. That was a Scottie Barnes. And Barnes did a wonderful job. Not only does he move his feet and prevent Johnson.
And underneath for the jam. Wow. Engom ready to catch it, and Barnes with an outstanding pass. 7 boards, 3 blocks, and a season-high 25 minutes. Koprivica has to exit with his 3rd foul.
So you're surprised when he misses one, but that's a tough one.
Barnes going up strong. Contact and a foul on Pitt. And with that, a timeout. 11.
Free at Curology.com. How do we ensure families facing food insecurity get access to their food? We needed to make sure that if they couldn't get to the food.
Nice duck in. Got the basket.
Boy, and that was against Malik Osborne.
Walker, tip pass.
Virginia history with 144. Fadeaway wouldn't go for the freshman Beekman. And a bucket for... Oh, Murphy denied at the rim.
Both Sadar Calhoun and Sonoran Gom were there. Barnes too strong with the
Calhoun, and Calhoun's a big-time athlete. He's got a 40-inch vertical himself.
Becoming more and more of a factor in his first year at Florida State as a junior college transfer. A couple of misses by year. They think his future in the NBA would be as a point guard. He's done a very nice job, more than 2 assists right now. In all, he has 6 ACC teams in the field. Barnes in transition, a 3.
Well, so a nice vibe to the game. Polite with the steal. He'll wait for reinforcements. Barnes rattles out. Barnes with 10 on the shot clock. Spins at the free throw line. Antonio the rebound.
Wins and everything, but has also been a role model and an advocate for African-American coaches.
Barnes misses. 1978 Final Four, the G-Man. Seconds to go. Witt. A little too much dribbling in Barnes. Looks at the defender and slams it. Ray. Barnes.
Goodness, first of this half, they need him to heat up.
Just a quick little flick of the wrist, Mike. Barnes forcing his way to the rim, missed the shot. Tapped it away from Antonio.
That's pretty efficient. 5 of 6 from 3, 15 points in limited minutes.
Knocked out of bounds and trailing by 1 with the basketball in gray. Shot clock's at 3 for Barnes. Raises the rim and right to Antonio.
Terrific job defending that, but just a better, what a shot to bail him out at the end of the clock.
7 points for Johnson. That's an easy 2 Barnes. So that got the second 2-point game. 5 seconds to go. Barnes driving, trying to tie it. Up and under, Scottie Barnes.
Only 5 field goal attempts in the game. 4 points for him.
And a 3 made from Mucius. This is Barnes inching his way in. Just now 8 times this season. He'll trigger the inbounds. Throw the touchdown pass to Barnes ahead of everybody. Double-fisted jam, Scottie Barnes.
Well, sometimes Mike DeVoe lets his shooting affect his play, and Josh Pastner told us, look, we need you to be really good. You don't have to make shots, but you have to play well. Get on Alvarado in the backcourt. Get into the shot clock so they'll have less time to operate. The outside shot has been going down in ACC games. His defense has been terrific. It's just been a ball of energy.
Did the Yellow Jackets show you today, Paul?
That they can win big games against the best teams in the ACC. They almost had Virginia basketball. You need somebody who is going to lead their team, lead the locker room, be the voice in the huddle. And if it's a senior and it's Jose Alvarado, you got the right guy.
Yeah, they'll be up in you, this Florida State defense. But the minute that they get that ball off the rim, defensive rebounding, they are out and running. And everybody's capable of knocking down shots.
Step back 3. Goes too long on it. Here comes Wills. Barnes left to the players who have been long injured or out for the season. Also, Earl Timberlake out indefinitely with a shoulder injury. Elijah Olaniyi, a shoulder injury for him.
Guy and finish with great ease on him down low. There's not many guys personnel-wise that can match up with a talent like Scottie Barnes.
Oh, and what a beautiful finish. He ran drop off and has the emphatic answer for Miami.
It's the most confident stretch offensively of basketball we've seen from Miami in a while.
You wonder what happened, and the context is important. For Jim Larinaga, we spoke with him earlier this week and just said, are you having fun this year?
The one it can stick and go. That's on your head. It's on your family. It's on your relatives. It's on your good friends, on your Twitter followers. And Osborne letting you know.
As you saw, he checked in for the first time, last time up the floor. Highest ranked recruit Leonard Hamilton's ever had. He'll launch one. And
oh, he's smooth. He's got that silky smooth. Oh, and his bank account's going to go ding-a-ling-ding.
Go to the free throw line. Florida State with an 11-point lead, under 8 to go here in the first half. Inside of you, it has inspired you to continue this effort so that every year you are out there trying to set a new record and raise even more money than you did.
Clemson, ready for this? This is a pretty good job rebounding. 25 rebounds in the game. Talk about a glass eater. Talk about an all-Windex man.
On the ballot for induction into the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame up in Springfield, Mass. And Jimmy, to me, that seems to be just a matter of time.
Oh, absolutely.
Tough floater wouldn't go for Carleek Jones. Under 9 to go in the half. Florida State with another.
And how good of a pro he will be.
Nickelberry way off from three-point range. He's a 26% three-point shooter himself. Barnes feeling it.
Supposed to play the game.
And they hampered the drive by Gray. Florida State kept it. Shot clock running out. Poll, Florida State third behind Virginia and Duke.
Louisville doing a better job this half so far being physical on their switch and not giving airspace on the switch.
Barnes lead. Williamson passed up a corner three. Nickelberry dumped it down to Withers. This time Williamson shoots the open three and misses. And Calhoun.
You over your altitude sickness?
I'm really not.
Got you again on the ball screen.
Walker inside and Osborne fouled.
That has never happened. Kind of an unusual off year for the ACC.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of these teams, perhaps Virginia, makes a run. And Williamson drops it in. They're trying to make another late push here. Down by 13 and bringing
all 2-2 in ACC play. Every game they've played in the ACC has been close. All of them decided by 5 points or fewer. Gray puts it up and Barnes. Is it going to be offense or defense?
It's going to be offensively and defensively. Defensively at the rim, being that eraser, making things difficult on Knowles' drives. But right there as well, Reed, especially because Hellum scoring the basketball is when this team's at their best. He's off to a good start. Draw the whistle, put the pressure on the officials to blow it by an aggressive drive.
How about that? Beverly with a peek inside. It's Hayes. He's got it taken away. 10 seconds to score for Florida State. They don't need that because Barnes is down the floor. It is already a record night for Florida State. Our friend Chuck Walsh, the sports information guru for the Seminoles, lets us know 50. Barnes passed up the look from 3, 13-foot turnaround.
Just know it's near triple digits. Here's Scottie Barnes. Won't fall for him, and Sims tried to get the outlet. Barnes, as he's done so often, the steal in the backcourt, but his shot won't go, and then he fouls Trap. Rebound hit by Osborne, controlled by Jack. Florida State continues to chuck it. Q, and today's his first game as a 22-year-old. Clyde celebrated his 22nd birthday a couple days before Christmas, so belated happy birthday, Clyde.
Yeah, again, I think that's the shot that Clemson would really be happy to see him settle for the rest of this evening. He flirted, and that's the reason why. You get a leak out on the other end, but Barnes at 6'9", he's got that ability to play over the top, but the other guards have to see that it can kick the ball out.
Just by happenstance, he found himself near the bucket.
That's a nice feature with Barnes.
Ray finds his feet. Jonathan Baer.
You know, I said that about the free throw percentage, and I still believe it, but guilty against Florida State.
Up 8 with the ball, about 3:15 to go. Now a 6-point game. The momentum has swung a little bit.
That was just a gift.
Corner won't go to Stupion. Started that game missing their first 19 shots. A little bit of a struggle on the road. And there's Barnes. Shot clock at 24. The entry pass to Sears. Jordan Sears is a 5'11 freshman. Handles it at midcourt. Those at
Just their last 7. Leaded by 3 with 9:25 to Webb running. And again, Lance Terry. So the cavalry. Evans in the paint. Length.
Scottie Barnes, not known for his outside shooting. Hamilton chatting this week about what he would like to see from his team offensively. Barnes wanted another time too for all the pieces to come along deeper down the rotation. Scottie Barnes right down the lane, and that's where you said he's at his best.
The show that Kyrie was putting on, and he was no longer anonymous after that.
I think the University of Texas San Antonio would like a word with you on your choice of nicknames. Have helped keep UCF around in this one. Here's Scottie Barnes off the bounce, but not off the window. Scottie Barnes is still sitting on 5 points. He hoists. Cannot hit. 8 points tonight. Barnes quickly down the lane.
That drought early in this one.
Well, they haven't really gotten good shots, and I think that's the key. A lot of dribbling so far for Florida State. And, of course, you take the dribbling when you're... It just shows you can buy anything on that dang Amazon.
Yes, not sponsored. Josh Pastner said, Amazon owes them 8 different scorers tonight for Florida State. That depth that Leonard Hamilton often talks about on display early and often. 8 guys. All
eyes on the perimeter has made it difficult for the guards to pass it inside, and the Florida State size on the interior has made it difficult once the ball's gone in there.
Time across the country, and Florida State stands the tallest at the top. Here's Scottie Barnes in transition. Scottie Barnes, a human highlight. And the senior from Brooklyn has gone into attack mode to bring the Yellow Jackets back within 1. Florida State getting a big-time bucket from
the big guy.
His first rebound of the game ends in a big slam. Scottie Barnes on the answer, though. Here's Scottie Barnes working on more. Has a step and uses it. Scottie Barnes. Scottie Barnes at the end of the shot clock just...
See Florida trying to play much faster this year and press. Barnes, not the double team by Florida. Three is short. Florida State again. They like to have a rotation of at least 10 players. Barnes on the drive, and the short runner is good. SMU. He said he wasn't smart enough to be an AD.
I was going to say, what happened to Mike? Fell off the AD wagon, decided to become a coach.
Kentucky and LSU. Florida State picked to finish 3rd behind Virginia and Duke, but it is so hard to predict this year. My goodness! Patty Lewis. Barnes again. It's there, and he draws the foul.
Bad for a guy like Leonard Hamilton, who should at some point be a Hall of Famer, a guy who's been doing this a long time and had a group that was playing so well at the end of the season. And
another three-pointer for Florida State. They have made 7 in this game. We've had some audio and visual problems in this new way of broadcasting basketball, but it hasn't bothered. He was, Brick. Good guy, too.
That Clemson-Virginia Tech game will be good, too. Both those teams, very good. So Virginia Tech losing to Penn State, not a good look, but both those teams have a chance.
Seminoles to get their first crack at it. And on the drive, he's going strong. And I should say, C. Miller just loves him. He talks about that feel for the game you can't teach as a coach. He's born with that. He's developed that with a lot of hard work, too. Tough angle for Calhoun. It won't drop. But Osborne outfights everybody for the rebound.
Well, you think you have the rebound, and Osborne comes from behind. That ball went right by Finney's ear as he was closing out to Barnes. Barnes, the lob threat, but Race Thompson stepped right in front of him and was able to draw the foul.
Barnes looking for the spin, and it hung on the rim.
His 12th. It stunned me that Iowa State could lose to Louisiana, and they're ahead of the Hoosiers. That was really surprising.
On the drive, a little slip there. Osborne got it up off the back of the iron. The second effort, that's not there. They're going to get it.
And then roll him down and get a mismatch in the low post.
Barnes, long distance. He got it.
MJ Walker's going to step out again like he did for that three.
He's going to drive it and blocked. FSU with almost 9 seconds. Barnes on the runner, banks it in.
Here, it's aggressive, 11, 12 players.
And got it to go, and he'll
do that. Just make him shoot over you. Don't give him an angle to the basket. Easier said than done, obviously, but you're going to have to do some hard things to win this game.
Anthony Polite for three. Georgia. Don't forget to check out our alternate angle of tonight's game, the New York Life Above the Rim Cam, streaming live on the ESPN app.
Away from Florida State. Basketball is a game of rhythm. Establish yours, disrupt theirs.
And a big bucket for Florida State as MJ. Thank you, Allison, with Leonard Hamilton yesterday. As Allison mentioned, he has a world of respect for the tradition of programs like Duke and Carolina. Remember, Leonard is from... somehow still has possession, and somehow they get out of it. And they'll get a dunk.
I think Roy Williams is going to...
The State can reclaim the lead.
Walker Kessler's in the ball game. They want to try to put him in ball screen situations in the middle of the floor. Took advantage of him there.
Off the miss, down with the rebound is Osborne. Koprivica with a finish.
Koprivica
and Dane Goodwin go out of the game, and now Hub returns just like that. Prentice Hub's a guy that's used to playing 40 minutes, and you see he and Goodwin both back into the game.
The fourth of the first 4 out, so a win over Carolina is a must-win for the Blue Devils to at least maintain where they are and maybe move up. But, you know, for those who think
is to play in other levels at other schools in a lot of cases.
Starters in for Florida State, the standard starters, and they're.
He's now made 5 of his last 7.
Barnes kicked it.
Fred Scott, 6'8", 230, but he's very capable of making the three-point shot. Boston College dropped back into the zone. Woo. After a turnover.
Wyatt Wilkes. Oh, he's got to locate him.
Yeah, that they think. And, you know, Justin Champagnie down there, he's, you know, when you lead the conference in scoring and rebounding and average a double-double, that's been a huge factor in the success of what, right at the moment, is the best team in the league.
MJ Walker's another guy who might be in the... Good hands by Anthony Polite. Took it away from Makai Ashton Langford. Walker hoists and hits. MJ
and made a number of big threes, but that was a close game. Right now, Florida State is looking like they're coming in here and trying to put Carolina away. Both hailing from the state of North Carolina. Roy Williams from Asheville, as Leonard Hamilton come from Gastonia. And right now,
issue, and they probably should have held him out on Saturday against Pittsburgh, and Coach Hamilton told us he's going to be a game-time decision tonight. Now, he did participate in shoot-around earlier. And here's Raekwon Gray leading Florida State.
Gray is really a good ball handler.
And Polite's got another time. It's gone to the guy who's had that largest scoring increase from the year prior. Boy, that is a deep one for Calhoun, and he drills natural ability. Coaches were talking about him in the preseason and the way that he can impact the game. And, man, when he puts it all together, he is fun to watch. Quincy Ballard drops that. And there goes Calhoun behind the back away from Wong. Barnes throwing it up top for Ballard. He's just been terrific. And, Dan, you saw Florida State up close and personal on Saturday against Pitt. And you were wowed by the passing. Polite from 3 for his career, but he got the friendly bounce, the sophomore from Baltimore. Koprivica from Barnes. And a few of those pop out on Saturday as well. Another Barnes pass. Wilkes doesn't miss it.
Catch it, and Barnes with an outstanding pass.
Well, you'd think that a 7'2" guy underneath the basket would draw some defensive attention, but
Brown saves. Back to Johnson.
Panthers have had a couple of open shots, Bob, that they've missed.
Not this play, the replay.
Well, on this play, he did, Bob. He touched the ball and he was out of bounds.
A 10-point Florida.
And that basket allows Florida State to put full court pressure on. That means they don't have to guard as long in the half court.
And they run out and get the dunk. Bench. Transfer from Ryerson University in Canada. Foul and a chance for a three-point play.
You know, I think he was fouled, but there have been a ton of fouls that have gone uncalled in this game, which tends to happen when Virginia plays. That there aren't a lot of.
He's tied with Clark now for game-high honors. Nobody for Florida State in double digits yet. Feels like a big possession for the Noles. And they're short with a 3. Nobody there for Virginia on the offensive glass. And it was pulled down by Raekwon Gray. Calhoun, another 3
points. And they've taken Jay Huff completely out of this one. I mean, Huff has been, on the offensive end, a non-factor.
These 2 points, it was on an alley-oop dunk.
Forrest as Antonio hits it.
Not a bad three-point shooter at 37%. Well, I tell you what, both teams 3-point.
26-5 a season ago. They were set to play Clemson in the quarterfinals, and then they shut it down. They go up top, and it's Gray on the business made of the game for Wake Forest. Told you they make about 9 per game. They're going to need all of those to stay with Florida State. Polite just lines it up confidently. Trying to utilize the framework of this Florida State offense. Polite stepping back and knocking it down.
Yeah, see, gave up, what, a foot on that? I mean, what do? You don't play behind him because you'll get buried. You can't front the post.
He was trying to. MJ Walker from the out.
Shooter, he's the playmaker. MJ Walker's the shooter. These backcourts, to me, are the best in the ACC right now. And by the way, and then settle into their offense. Third.
A women's triple header tomorrow on the ACC network. It all starts with Notre Dame.
You can see Florida State's thought process is to try to spread out Georgia Tech, create an isolation, and drive the mismatch. Versatility, senior. He played his high school basketball at Dillard High in Fort Lauderdale. I'm looking at him in terms of half-court offense. I'm looking at Scottie.
Choose Smile. New year, new smile that costs up to 60% less than braces. Go from this to this. Start your New Year's smile for free.
Free throw line for Miami. They're down 11 against Florida State. They've closed it to single digits here in the second half in a series where Florida State has won 5 straight.
Find out what success is and what's working, Mike. That's what's wrong with me.
Yeah, well, you should have bought GameStop 5 days ago.
Oh, man, you're telling me. Nice little highlight package here in the last few moments of this.
Simply just effort plays, and with their size, surprisingly enough, that's their first block.
They have not been able to stay healthy. It's a string of bad luck. So as you judge the record and you talk about where Miami basketball is right now, understand this.
Simpson early, 24-9. The Noles have the lead, and they've got youth, Dick, and they've got vision.
Yeah, right here, you're going to look at Barnes. He's got vision, he's got good eyes. See to the side.
Newman, sloppy play, dribbles it off his foot.
They try to go where no place to go.
The reverse just misses for Raekwon Evans.
Player movement.
Bear off the side rim from the corner. Another miss inside for Amir Sims. But he does. And Dick, this is a Florida State team that you think can go where? What is their ceiling?
Well, very impressive. We got to let it play out a little bit longer. I mean, up on top right.
The loss of Hank Aaron, Henry Aaron, just passing away. I know hit home with you. You took these pictures when you were part of a guest appearance on.
At the Tucker Center. Underberg provides some trouble for Barnes on the hedge. He recalibrates. And the long shot. Had all of their players available. That's not to say fully healthy, just available in 3 of 10 games this year. And Golem again.
Hey, we're all competitors just the same on that court.
Here's Barnes. He gives it up, and it's another Florida State dunk.
Going off the dribble. The senior trap shooting over Gray and knocking it in. Sophomore from Indiana. Obviously has a long way to go. Walker fouled by Hunter. Having one of his best halves of the season.
Yeah, maybe a little bit shorter, but pretty.
Called Barnes for the travel there. And 10th first half turnover against Florida State.
Amazing they have a 7-point lead.
Sims comes up short. When your 6'9" big man gets the rebound and then leads the break to Koprivica for the stop.
See, guys like that, he's limited playing time coming in, Bob, but now in this opportunity right now to get some maybe.
Cornwall. From the corner, Lance Terry. Launches and scores. Well, Kareem Reed was not to be denied against 2 players. Meanwhile, a dunk at the other end on the run out. Balsha doing it here early.
Yep, and good basket cut. Good finish. 23 on the evening for Mr. Terry.
He is having a night.
And this is just a two-man basketball, and they've had a good job of rolling him to the basket and getting a dunk.
Timeout, Tallahassee.
Out of the timeout, Florida State down by 5, trying to get back in a rhythm, and that helps the relentlessness on the offensive glass these last few possessions. Polite. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Who's as UCF, I think, feels they have on the road in Tallahassee against the number 15 Seminoles. They are in attack mode and a great response.
Michael DeVoe comes up empty there. Nice pass. And it leads to 3. And
The State is on quite a scoring drought at the moment. It's been a while since they've put the ball in the bucket. And changing that right away. From Eastern Florida State College, which is an excellent junior college program. Florida State facing its biggest deficit, and that'll help. And Walker's one of the key pieces to this team that he hopes to have fresh late in the season. Polite with the 3 off the inbound. We apologize for the technical difficulties we've had and the runner off the glass is good by man.
What a finish. And that's his best asset, his ability to...
Down in the post. What a pass. That was spectacular. Thompson finishes that with some authority. But quickly on the other end, they're going to attack.
A talent across the board. I think it's going to come down to who stays healthy, not just COVID healthy, but doesn't get too banged up for a Big Ten play for Indiana.
Indiana had a stretch of over 4 minutes without a field goal in the first half, but here early in the second half, they're right there. And a return there. Remember, the Seminoles have won their last 24 here at home on a run off the defensive play and the slam by Polite.
Longer, you want to get it right at this stage.
Barnes back out. Walker straight on. Got it. The 3-pointers. I'll tell you, it was a lot of fun watching Scottie Barnes.
That's their mentality.
Now looking for the quick strike and will knock it. The effort by Adeduyan. And here's Barnes on the run. Right down the lane. Beautifully done there on the... Jack lets fly. Not there for him. Yep, Barnes.
Keep your player in front.
Nice pass underneath.
He does turn it over. Yeah, he doesn't embolden his case there for player of the year. But
life. Ohio is better for businesses and employees because we're not built for followers. We're building.
Have been that even though he shoots 35% from beyond the arc on the year, he's 1 for 10, now 1 for 11 in the...
Boy, Florida State, Dan, just comes at you in waves.
Well, Bob, that wasn't a wave right there. That was a Scottie Barnes. And Barnes...
Rolling it off the rim. It remains a 10-point game.
So there's your stop, Bob. But the Panthers are running out of time here.
Shot clock down to 7. Josh Nickelberry just off the bench. Shot clock at 2, so he
It's the Pac team that likes to generate turnovers and win the turnover margin. That door of opportunity is not being presented to NC State.
Helms on the drive from the corner.
John Newman coming alive offensively a little bit. Good job. There were 4 Seminoles around him and still was able to get the shot off.
Foul line. Redshirt junior.
and knocks it down.
With leverage, too, because he's strong.
Remember, Josh Pastner said to us yesterday in our Zoom call with him that Alvarado wins the game from the knees down, to your point. Another good look for the Yellow Jackets. 4.5 to go here in the first half. Moore surrounded, finds DeVoe for three. Just a little bit strong, but tip that you can see rubs off on a lot of his teammates.
I think he was the first rookie of the year for Florida State since Bobby Sura did it. Boy, Georgia looked open, but you have to watch the backside of the defense in making that pass. Another flyby.
And DeVoe.
Warm-ups are in a game of horse.
Into the final 4 minutes in a one-possession game with a championship on the line. Rebound.
That kind of effort from some of your lesser opponents. They're going to give you their A game and then some.
Well, the Seminoles, the New Bloods, are doing awfully well.
As Nam looks at the three, and not to say he can't make that, but I'm not sure that's the shot Florida State wants right now. But that's definitely where he's been in for a few minutes now, and it's still Notre Dame has been able to handle their business as Dane Goodwin gets a look from the three in the corner, unable to finish it. But the other standpoint of this time exactly, because there's still a lot that could change in this ACC tournament bracket by the end of the day. In college and finishing up college, he was taking care of his brother. You know, moving his brother with him, you know, when he was coaching at Austin.
I'm taking your resistance up.
You've got your iFit trainers with you.
To a guy like Raquan Gray, who doesn't take the three, but it's going to take Leschewski straight to the rim.
Leschewski got the rebound. Ambitious pass from Scottie Barnes that time. BC moving it nicely. Miss. Felder gave it up for Scott. Can't knock it down. It had been a while since he had knocked down a three for Florida State. We saw the number 5 recruit in our ESPN 100 coming into the. So Florida State turned it over that time. Heath out of the corner. Gets it to go. He's the 10th different Seminole who has scored in the first 16 minutes of this ball game. And that a timeout was granted on the floor. And so 5 seconds separating game and shot clocks. Kamari Williams.
Why they dunk by that man. Now give Barnes 4 points. And we're tied at 5.
And you see the energy already. Scottie Barnes picking.
.com/TV.
Of the year, but of course he's going to have a couple opportunities to change that. Right now, Scottie Barnes at number 1. Jalen Withers from Louisville.
Florida State, 7:25 remaining. Doug Sherman, Corey Alexander with you. Florida State led in the first half by as many as 16 points, led 41-20
boards. Olaniyi.
It was a year where they had a shot at competing in the Atlantic Coast Conference. They had what they thought was a deep, talented team, and
we don't have a point guard. They can't really practice right now because they don't want to risk someone else getting injured in practice, and the guys that are playing have to log so many minutes that they can't really points for Florida State, nearly matching what Miami has done as a team.
Well, of course, you got to remember, coming off the bench, Calhoun came off the bench and had 12 goals.
He's been able to get to the rim in some big moments this year, whether it's Indiana or Wake Forest. Wong is feeling. It was a charge and or a turnover, and he just couldn't shake it. But he started the final 13 games of the year. He had a plan for how he was going to get better in the offseason.
Boy, Florida State, Dan, just comes at you in waves.
Well, Bob, that wasn't a wave right there. That was a Scottie Barnes. And Barnes has got 11 points. Now he's got 6 rebounds, and he just outfought Raquan Gray for that ball. I'm not sure that Coulibaly was really expecting this pass. And then if you don't shoot the ball immediately, suddenly you're surrounded. There's 4
efficient games over there, and had a great opportunity. He had just started playing organized basketball. Rolled it, and then he wound up saving the ball, but it was the deflection that made the play. Good change of pace by Kihei Clark. Big 3 in the air.
Got away with that. And it winds up with
ways, but Earl, remember how Earl Campbell used to just run people over?
Casey Morcell. Out it goes to Hauser.
State. Witt was cut off. Williamson also denied entry by Barnes. Now he'll step behind the line. Engum scoring 11 of 14 games this season.
And the pause hasn't seemed to slow him down one bit.
How about Jonah Antonio? Witt nowhere to go. Take a peek at that shot clock if you're awake. It's Antonio. A little bit of touch, spins out.
You see, I think that's the way. I mean, they give up the offensive rebound, but for Witt, you got to make him a finisher. And look at this.
For Gray with the 24 points and 12 rebounds. Final seconds for Wake Forest. What a fight they put up, but it's not enough.
Usher, the lob. And Wright able to corral it near the end line. Contested three.
Main reason why is that man right there, Jose Alvarado. He's been sensational on both ends of the floor. High-level defense.
Necessary in the moment.
Nice look away by Alvarado. A lot of contact, but they play on.
That's the way to defend Alvarado. All connected. That because of their defense improving, their offense has been much better.
Not this time for Sharp.
You just wind him up and let him go. That was a different animal there. What a great player he was and is in the NBA. Really understands how to pass and how to play with that pace. You don't have to go 1,000 miles an hour. Not a great shot by Leaky Black. He can make it, but that's...
And Walton knocks it away. Ahead to Davis. And they can't convert.
Their defensive possessions in this game averages over 10 offensive rebounds that they surrender on a daily basis in the second half. Prentice Hub, who started the second half, he and Dane Goodwin go out of the game. And now Hub returns this game. He's a guy that Florida State cannot lose. They need his versatility for what he does on both ends of the floor to be able to try to get
transferred from Santa Clara to Notre Dame. At the start of the NBA season, there were two former Santa Clara guards who were NBA head coaches.
I'm taking your resistance up.
You've got your iFit trainers with you. Well done, guys.
Cormac Ryan, no. Ball tipped up and in. That will be credited to Juwan Durham, but I'm not sure he's the one who
should be ready.
Coming off of that bike, and we're going to work that core.
Three-point shooting team, the best three-point shooting team during Leonard Hamilton's tenure. A lot of times that game is about playing who's going to get a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament, but not this year.
Right now we have 8 seconds left on the shot clock and get an opportunity to look at both of these coaches, of course, both hailing from the state of...
Love attacks, hangs in the air, misses the shot. Barnes clears the rebound for FSU.
Ohio is better for businesses and employees because we're not built for followers. We're building for leaders.
Is such a unique guy. Willie Harrington, no. Barnes, the rebound. He's got...
Just comes at you in waves.
Well, Bob, that wasn't a wave right there. That was a Scottie Barnes. And Barnes did a wonderful job. Not only
off the rim, it remains a 10-point game.
So there's your stop, Bob. But the Panthers are running out of time here to make some shots.
Long. Fourth all-time in Virginia history with 144. Fadeaway wouldn't go.
Mucius trying to dribble around. Wilkes got knocked away at the last second. Here's Barnes.
Good block. The other big one sitting out there, DuBose has 4 personal fouls as well.
Johnson the dribble drive.
Oh, Mr. Chippy.
Everything but the fit. Lead is 6. Antonio driving. Was looking for a jam right at the rim. He got stopped.
In a 3-game stretch, and then you go ice cold.
Well, sometimes Mike DeVoe lets his shooting affect his play, and Josh.
Seminoles have guarded for 25. McGusty drives, challenged by Koprivica. Another Florida State have come in the paint. Miami has yet to score in the paint.
Just so we're clear, foundation, those kids you saw pictures of either were at my gala
Well, their families have been at my gala over the years. First, play horse, try that reverse on a layup transition game. Really feel bad. You don't want to see kids humiliated and beat.
Ball, especially in this past year, Dick, and the loss of Hank Aaron, Henry Aaron, just passing away.
To research. NCAA Council. They should put a banner up there. Dickie V, lost season, picked us #1. I got to get him a banner, Bob.
Last 2.5 ball games in the Seminoles right now. They averaged 92 points per game in their wins last week against NC State. Florida State's got a good one too now. Tough floater wouldn't go for Carleek Jones.
Can keep a team like Baylor from winning it in that Elite Eight game because of how physical they are, how deep they are, and now how well they're shooting the basketball.
2 games, 85 and 80 points.
Just go by what a team looks like. That team right there on our monitor, that's a top 3 seed.
And Syracuse and
how to win late.
That is such a big difference that can go overlooked perhaps from game to game, but cumulatively throughout the
times in this game. Off makes, off misses. The Noles are looking to run.
Daniels deter
13 from deep. Hunter fakes it. Alamir Dawes hasn't scored yet for Clemson either. Amir Sims comes up short.
Little daylight for Cornwall. That's a shot he must hit tonight.
C.J. Walker into a long 2. Florida State likely will give him that. Perry. That spins out.
To get the ball down the court early as well.
Usher tries another triple. This one goes begging. Last 3 baskets as they stormed back here for the tie. More off the mark.
Again. And that's Quincy Ballard. He played a couple of minutes in the first half. But again, you see this.
Those players that just does what's necessary in the moment.
Nice look away by Alvarado. A lot of contact,
but offense, and they can only run basically 10 seconds of it.
R.J. Davis has had a couple of terrific games in the tournament for the Heels. And 5 on the shot clock. Love's got to make something happen. Scoops it up too strong. Florida.
Times we've said Jordan Cornett's name in these broadcasts because of those shot block records. Again, hey, Jordan's in the TV business right now. The more that 3, especially with the momentum his team had at the time.
Wirtz misfires. Barnes has it for FSU.
Yeah, they average 9 made threes per game, and they hit 9 against Notre Dame, but they took a whole lot less. Keith on the drive.
Florida State is an excellent three-point shooting team, the best three-point shooting team during Leonard Hamilton's tenure. In their COVID issues, supposedly it's contact tracing. Just hope they can get those resolved before the ACC tournament.
And hopefully COVID pauses, but they've dealt with their share of injuries this year as they trail by 23, 6 minutes into the second half.
Raekwon Gray went from a red shirt to not getting a ton of mids to now in his 4th year in the program.
One of the 4-minute stretch. Came back and made a number of big threes, but that was a close game. Right now, Florida State.
Life. Ohio is better for businesses and employees because we're not built for followers. We're building.
CC Blake comes in, and what does he do? Well, he knocks down a 3. And that's the strength of Florida State. Guys come in off the bench, and they just...
Fishing games over there. And had a great opportunity. He had just started playing organized basketball.
Rolled at 5 points in the first half. Most they've given up in the first half since 2013. And they are on the...
He does whatever's required.
Not a good free throw shooter, 53% for the year, and he missed that one. Clark had it blocked.
And it's been a long time against Virginia, Sean, since Florida State has cracked 60.
If they miss it, they clean it up.
6-foot Alvarado against the 6'9 Barnes in there for Florida State. Basket of the game. Second leading scorer for Florida State at a little more than 10 a game. Koprivica was calling for it. Walker, long three. Way off. Offensive rebound and put back one on the sophomore.
You can see Florida State's thought process is to try to spread.
Can't connect. And the rebound to DeVoe. He and Barnes get tied up. What's the call? It is a held ball, possession arrow, Georgia Tech.
Opportunities for Florida State like that in order to make it a comeback. Long to the back.
To Barnes, he had great vision to find the open guy, and they got guys who can knock down the three. And they're playing without their best three-point guy statistically. I honored him at my gala a couple of years ago. He made a big donation. His wife's a cancer survivor. And boy, Clemson, some good people.
You, my playmaker, put you at the point because that is your future. And boy, is this kid smooth and makes all the plays of that basketball. Just his link or two tonight. That's 26%. That's his area development, 4 and white, and also working off the ball screen action. That's the next thing that's going to determine how good of a pro he.
College transfer from Missouri West Plains. Leonard Hamilton praising him in our chat last night for Calhoun's defense. It's in junior college.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that can just break off and go get you a basket. Louisville's defense, Sean, they are so well schooled in the pack line.
Downtown Louisville. Florida State goes on to win. They will.
That Florida State switching defense, Sean, is just giving Louisville fits in every matchup. Chris Mack's been in the ACC.
Chris Mack
played for Freddie Johnson at Greensboro Day. Elam stymied by Barnes on the post. Number 4.
Situation, you get him to shoot a fadeaway with a contested hand in the face as Pillsbury's it. In the center. Foul on Gray. Timeout on the floor. 11:55 to go. And a timeout again to Clemson.
UCF, one of many. Gardner-Webb looking to capitalize. They beat the press. Foul line. Redshirt junior. And knocks it down.
Balsa really hasn't been a factor. 10-6 on the year, only 4 at the half. You'd love to see if he can make his presence felt in this
beach. He's got a wingspan above 7 feet, trying to hound Perry. Perry on the drive with 2.
Good hands. Pastors team. They'll only really run 7, so you'll see that 5 for large parts of this game. Jose Alvarado, tough. Why can't he unlock a shot so far?
Well, look at the job Koprivica's doing on him on the outside. Koprivica's hands in a few possessions that Florida State's been able to set their defense.
Perfect.
And the Gators trying to end this scoring drought. Trey Mann will take it in. And
right back to that middle ball screen. He was wide open again. The pressure on the ball kept Indiana from seeing it in pick and roll, and he can pick and pop. That's when he's really going to be valuable.
That's started really strong, but he can't get it.
Was played in the same backcourt with Ralph Jackson.
Sturdivant getting some crunch time minutes. So yeah, great drive and dish.
Because it takes him out of rebounding and opened up the offensive glass for Koprivica.
7 points and 6 rebounds already.
Good pin in. Good screen by R.J. Davis to get an opportunity for Walton on the wing.
And a mismatch into the game for Carolina. He's got the ball now.
Calhoun on Baycott. They need to get the ball to him.
Again, 4 to shoot. Sharp.
Got a screen up top by Baycott. Got the switch.
Driving. No foul. Florida State ball.
He is truly a player's coach, and his guys love competing for and with him.
Prentice Hub misses. Ben, we've got Notre Dame with a surprise 31-18 lead over Florida State. The 11th ranked Seminoles have not made a three-point bucket. They've turned the basketball over.
And Mike Bray shuffling his lineup early here to start the second half. Prentice Hub, who started the second half, he and Dane Goodwin go out of the game differently than they were at the time where North Carolina came into Cameron Indoor to beat them, as Sadar Calhoun finishes.
During timeout situations, the guys who are in the game, they come out and they talk to him and they help him see things out on the court that maybe...
To the NCAA tournament as well, because teams have to produce 7 consecutive days of negative tests before the end. Can't knock it down. A second offensive rebound this trip. Heath. Fred Scott back the other way. He draws.
Numbers aren't as high as some of the other candidates, but that's because he plays for a team that plays a lot of guys.
He does turn it over. Yeah, he doesn't embolden his case there for player of the year.
But he's made his one free throw attempt. He's got a couple of assists.
In waves, like we know Florida State does. Good hands by Anthony Paletta. Barnes just getting his own miss there. Makai Ashton Langford with a head.
Life. Ohio is better for businesses and employees because we're not built for followers. We're building.
I don't remember 2 of those.
Carolina 19 for 22 as a team from the line.
Guys, they can't afford to be aggressive on defense.
Olaniyi's attacking, and Florida State 9-2 in the ACC, ranked 11th. With Dan Bonner, Mike Monaco with you. It's a 6-point lead early on.
Offensive rebounds, they've got 8 second chance points.
And that's all business as usual. Boy, tough take there. Been a tough go of it for the Canes, of course. All the injuries they've dealt with this year, sitting at 3-12 in the ACC. And wide open, but Wong's got the rebound. Tough shot for Wong.
Calhoun has some deep range when he's in rhythm. That shot just looks like it's going in all the time.
Winding down on Miami. Walker. Gack on the offensive boards.
Big guy to do, but there has been nobody anywhere near him.
Got the second highest point total for Florida State with 9. There's McGusty. He sure did, and it might be time to start triple-double watch for Raekwon Gray. 10 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists as well with about 15 left. As those parts of his past about growing up in segregated North Carolina, and he was very honest. He said, look, it wasn't easy when I would have to drink at the
doors that weren't open for them. And if they weren't open for them, they basically kicked them down. Their persistence, their patience.
And it got stripped on the reload. Miami down by 17. This is Willie Harrington. Gets the roll.
Job keeping us informed about the Seminoles of Florida State.
7-point. A bullet cross court. Rising up, but missing the ticket. Rolling it off the rim. It remains a 10-point game.
So there's your stop, Bob, but the Panthers are running out of time here.
And he gets them both. 74-68 with 126. Full court press by Pitt.
So Wake had started the game 4 of 5 from beyond the arc, but struggled since. Just one made 3, and that's DuBose. He'll get his own miss after the Walker shot. Witt, floater.
5 on the shot clock. Love's got to make something happen. Scoops it up too strong.
Florida State is an excellent three-point shooting team, the best three-point shooting team during Leonard Hamilton's tenure.
COVID pauses, but they've dealt with their share of injuries this year as they trail by 23, 6 minutes into the second half.
Raekwon Gray went from a redshirt to not getting a ton of minutes to now in his 4th year in the program.
One of the year where they had a shot at competing in the Atlantic Coast Conference. They had what they thought was a deep, talented team, and they...
X with a side saddle runner in the lane. Boy, Florida State, Dan, just comes at you and waves.
Well, Bob, that wasn't a wave right there. That was a Scottie Barnes. And Barnes...
5 points in the first half. Most they've given up in the first half since 2013. And they are on the...
He does whatever's required.
Not a good free throw shooter, 53% for the year, and he missed that one. Clark had it blocked.
Go into the building, so that's going to help out at the Carrier Dome. Now, I know you can socially distance in there, Mike. Witt lost the... So Florida State up by 8 with 10 seconds to go. Witt. A little too much dribbling, and Barnes looks at the...
If they miss it, they clean it up.
6-foot Alvarado against the 6'9 Barnes in there for Florida State. Basket of the game. Second leading scorer for Florida State at a little more than 10 a game.
Opportunities for Florida State like that in order to make it a comeback. Long to the back.
Minority coaches and the future minority coaches. He touches them all, and there's not a more respected guy in college basketball than Leonard Hamilton. Shot clock down to 7. Josh Nickelberry just off the bench. Shot clock at 2, so he heaps downtown Louisville. Florida State goes on to win. They will...
Played for Freddie Johnson at Greensboro Day. Helms stymied by Barnes on the post. Number 4.
Situation, you get him to shoot a fadeaway with a contested hand in the face as Pillsbury's it. In the center. Foul on Gray. Timeout on the floor. 11:55 to go. And timeout again to Clemson.
Away for UCF. Green, Mahan, and Adams. This is Green with a step back.
Really hard to get inside that Florida State defense. And
why can't he unlock a shot so far?
well, look at the job Koprivica's doing on him on the outside. Koprivic is...
For the Yellow Jackets,
I think this team this year has a chance to get into that top 25 as it, Lewis found a bit of a rhythm at the end of the half, but without Keontae Johnson's 19 points a game, they got...
And the Gators trying to end this scoring drought. Trey Mann will take it in. And
after that 1-2-2, went back to man-to-man. Tennessee 15-footer.
They dunk by that man. Now give Barnes 4 points. And we're tied at 5.
And you see the energy already. Scottie Barnes, Picky of the Year, but of course he's going to have a couple opportunities to change that. Right now, Scottie Barnes at number 1. Jalen Withers from Louisville.
Those players that just does what's necessary in the moment.
Nice look away by Alvarado. A lot of contact.
Warm-ups are in a game of horse.
Into the final 4 minutes in a one-possession game with a championship on the line. Rebound.
Offense, and they can only run basically 10 seconds of it.
R.J. Davis has had a couple of terrific games in the tournament for the Heels. And Barnes way short on the threes, just a 27% three-point shooter.
That's the next step for him, is to become a better jump shooter.
Shot attempt for the Noles.
And Scottie Barnes making an impact early in the game, and you see the level of energy and effort that he brings.
Life. Ohio is better for businesses and employees because we're not built for followers. We're building.
CC Blake comes in, and what does he do? Well, he knocks down a 3. And that's the strength of Florida State. Guys come in off the bench, and they
got the first miss, but could not secure the rebound.
Bob, lots of times when you're playing in a zone, particularly with your team like Pitt, you're not
shot blocking inside, and Gray have a strong presence in the paint. And that foul is against...
No doubt about it, he will be a lottery selection. He's a one and done. I mean, Leonard makes no doubt when you talk to him, he said he's going.
I don't feel very good about this.
We have to report this.
Yes, absolutely.
Reach. He's got a wingspan above 7 feet, trying to hound Perry. Perry on the drive with 2.
Josh Pastner's team, they'll only really run 7, so you'll see that 5 for large parts of this game. Jose Alvarado.
Times in a few possessions that Florida State's been able to set their defense.
Perfect. DeVoe pull-up pop, can't connect.
Staggered screen. And then you had Gray going down to the post. What a pass. That was spectacular. That's just a projection. Nobody knows whether that's right.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't make my decisions on winning or losing based on that. As a football player, if he was that good in football, it's amazing how good he is in basketball.
Janor Engam just look out. Ooh. And
Gray was, very happy that we mentioned this to him because he wanted to make sure he got his thoughts across.
Joey brackets himself, Duke, the 4th of the first 4 out. So a win over Carolina is a must-win for the Blue Devils to 4. And it was a big pivotal moment in their season, having won 4 of 5 heading into the Carrier Dome to play Syracuse back on February 20th. Yeah, Pat Driscoll, Bill Covington, Ted Valentine were the ones conferring it.
Right, Dougie Fresh, I'm sure you saw the graphic that our great producers and directors just flashed on the screen right now.
And so much has been made, not just about Duke and Carolina, but for all of the teams that rely so heavily.
4-minute stretch. Came back and made a number of big threes, but that was a close game. Right now, Florida State,
as it tries to get over the hump and over that bubble into the field of 68 safely.
I believe that is going to be the biggest.
And he can't get the roll. It's tipped back up and in. It's an 8-point Carolina lead.
Nice steal by Elijah Olaniyi after the long 3. That pass hit the rim. Looking for Walker. Long Karam.
T.J. Clark's pass deflected by Barnes and taken away by Gray.
And it's been a long time against Virginia, Sean, since Florida State has cracked 60.
Into the building, so that's going to help out at the Carrier Dome. Now I know you can socially distance in there, Mike. Witt lost the.
They're really locked in on DeBose. They even double team action when he puts the ball on the floor.
There's the steal from Barnes. So Florida State up by 8 with 10 seconds to go. Witt. A little too much dribbling, and Barnes looks at the
one on the sophomore.
You can see Florida State's thought process is to try to spread the hottest team in the ACC, one of the hottest teams in the country.
Alvarado with the assist.
You, my playmaker, put you at the point because that is your future. And boy, is this kid smooth and makes all the plays of that basketball. And just his minority coaches and the future minority coaches. He touches them all, and there's not a more respected guy in college basketball than Leonard Hamilton.
Sims tried to get the outlet. Barnes, as he's done so often, the steal in the backcourt, but his shot won't go.
Back, but those again, that's the live ball turnover that kills you against Florida State.
Think about it. Up 8 with the ball, about 3.
How about David Ross, Tim Kraft, and Link Jarrett all growing up on the same, but he completes it to Sears. That's tipped. Gardner-Webb hangs on to it. Sears driving, smothered from behind by Barnes. Go, go, go! Evan.
Good hands.
All 5 guys on the court at one time across the country, and Florida State stands the tallest at the top. Here's Scottie Bump.
Chris, are you seeing a big change in the way Florida is playing here in the early part of the season? Turnover forced by Barnes. Jump ball called. Well, let's go back to that dunk.
It doesn't get much easier than this. If you're ball set.
In the opening victory against North Florida, Leonard Hamilton was a little eager to get a look at everybody as Barnes comes away with it.
And really good guard play, but I think you can take any one of Illinois' legit, and they're going right back to that middle ball screen. He was wide open again, but pressure on the ball kept Indiana from seeing it.
Looking with a spin, and it hung on the rim forever, but wouldn't drop in. He's going to reach and pick it up.